mamas, it's Natalie. Today I'm answering your most asked questions about pregnancy, yoga, and mindful motherhood. Let's dive in.
What advice would you give to moms who want to get back to yoga after giving birth, but they don't know where to start?
Yes, so if you are a mom looking to get back into yoga after giving birth, I highly recommend you doing it in a postnatal mindset. So, what that means is you are taking classes that are directly tailored for you because you're going to slowly want to build up that pelvic floor and utilize those muscles and heal as well as your core muscles so that it helps you move further in another direction so you can get back to your normal flow or whatever your new normal looks like. For example, I teach the postnatal classes. You can find it in my app, and in the app on the MindFit Mama, it has prenatal, postnatal, and beyond. You would be in that postnatal section until about you're feeling you redid it, a program in there for a good amount of time. So I would say about 6 weeks consistently to build up those muscles so that you can find confidence back in your body and trust it. A lot has changed, and you don't want to jump right into a class right away. If you do, highly stress modify, modify, modify. Maybe if you start to be mindful of your pelvic floor or your core, just going into that at a slow state. Don't just jump in, right? And you can modify it all the time. Modify doesn't always mean lessen. It means being mindful of your body and doing what it needs to do so that you can feel your best.
Can you explain how yoga can also support emotional healing for moms?
Yeah, definitely. So, yoga can support emotional healing for moms in so many ways. First of all, we'll just talk about having a baby during the birth. And this is not to scare anybody. Some moms have a very beautiful birth story, some moms have PTSD from stories. And, at the end of the day, you just want you and your baby to be okay. That's the mindset I hope so many moms have during birth. But unfortunately, some moms have a lot of anxiety and flashbacks because of how they gave birth. And whenever I say that, I just hope that they find yoga or they can practice with me. You can practice with me to learn how to breathe through things and re-visualize and rewrite that story through calming breaths that know that you're safe now and finding grounding techniques to bring you into this moment. That is part of it, at least with somebody's birth story of post-traumatic stress from, or just anxiety or just triggers that come from that. The beautiful thing about yoga is it teaches you that you are whole as you are. There's nothing wrong with you. You're constantly learning about your body and you're beautifully different. And yoga helps you explore and find curiosity instead of judgment in your body. So that's just at least with the birth aspect, the act of labor. After that, in the postpartum area, and postpartum refers after your birth. It's a little bit different for everyone because actually hormones in your body can last up to 2 years to self-regulate. And I'm sure it's longer and slower for some. But I've talked to so many moms being in this profession, and it is wild how we all take in postpartum differently. And that includes our mindset. But yoga meets you where you're at of how I teach it. And it helps you feel better, but not just feel better, do better. Like teaches you the physiology in your body, how to open and find that alignment that just subconsciously just makes you more calm. That's what I would say yoga is really good for, finding that calmness mentally. And then obviously the benefits of the physical aspects go with it, right? Think about it as your best friend and just teaching you the tools and your coach just talking to you. I guess that's where I plan, but at the same time, it's you doing the work. But yoga is just such a gift. I really hope that you're using it for that.
How do you create classes that are both gentle but at the same time empowering?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I teach classes that are gentle, but also empowering by a lot of different ways. This is actually more of a complex question than you would think. So, I teach gentle classes to a lot of pregnant women based off what their prior interest and abilities are. So, for example, some people love really high intensity classes and they feel empowered by that. And as long as it's okay by your doctor and you use the modifications, what not to do during pregnancy, you can take the classes that are just generic. But I teach some higher classes that are more powerful if that's your style. So, what I mean by this question is more complex is that we have different personalities. So I know some women in general who love a really strong workout and they don't want to feel like being pregnant disabled them. So what I do for those women is I still teach those high vibe classes as long as they were doing it before and their doctor cleared them. They can still continue to do that with certain modifications that are really empowering. And then I also teach gentle classes for the women who like to take things a little bit more mellowed down, or maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's not always about what you want. I know a lot of high achievers, they want to take those really upbeat classes. And I work with a lot of working moms or stay at home moms who are just very intense. And I love that about them. They're go getters, they're hard workers, but I give them what they need. And sometimes that's a gentle class. And how I teach these gentle classes is I focus on their strength, their flexibility, but above all else, slowing down. And slowing down does not mean easier, by the way. Whenever you hold things, a certain pose or a certain stretch, it makes you go deeper. And in that deepness, it's like peeling an onion, whether it's your body, those layers kind of come out. And you do not just mental work on your body, you do a lot of physical work. And at the end of the day, it's very empowering. These poses that I teach you help you open up and help you embody that inner strength within you. So despite whether you're doing a high upbeat power class or a slow class, I help guide you to what you need. And you find it because you're doing the work. You're taking that time to step into the class and maybe not always do what you want, but what you need. And I promise you, you will find empowerment in the slow down, in the gentle, because one of the biggest things about being a woman is how much power is in the softness, right? So I hope you found that clarity and understand why it's so important to do the work. And what may look easy is not always easy, but it is worth it.
What's one of the biggest lessons motherhood has taught you?
Oh gosh. Motherhood has taught me so many lessons. It's humbled me. It's made me completely change what I care about. But I think motherhood, the biggest lesson, and I'm sure there's so many, I'm just flashing through them, I'll grab onto one, is time and how precious it is. And how you even capture time is being present and fully mindful and also showing up as the best version of yourself so that you can enjoy things. I mean, if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. Motherhood has taught me to really become present and purposeful in everything I do. And it's a constant practice and being mindful of that. The lesson that it taught me is how valuable and precious time is and just coming to the moments, because that's what life is. It's a capture of all of these moments in time. You know how valuable time is and holding on to it, but not too tight so that you're strangling the moment, but just enough to let things flow, right? And forgiving myself if I'm getting caught up in all the things that don't matter. And it's like I said, a daily practice. It's a daily thing I have to check into. But that's what I would say. I have so many others in my head right now, but I'm just going to choose that one right now. So many lessons. Stay strong, calm, and connected. Mind Fit Mama.